We've all seen them. Those social media profiles with no picture, no posts, just silence. So today, we're going to dive into the really fascinating psychology behind this whole digital mystery. Right? It's that blink gray avatar, or maybe a generic picture of a sunset. And it's so easy for our minds to just jump to conclusions, isn't it? We think, oh, they must be hiding something, or maybe their life just isn't that interesting. But the truth is so much more complex and, honestly, way more revealing. So let's peel back the layers and see what's really going on here.
Okay, so first up, let's think about the silent profile as a kind of protective shield. For a lot of people, choosing not to post is a really deliberate act of self-preservation in what can be a very, very loud digital world. And what's so powerful here is just how proactive this choice is. I mean, this isn't just about being shy. This is a conscious decision to protect your personal privacy in an age where our data is basically currency. It's about sidestepping all that harsh online judgment, especially if you've had to deal with bullying or negativity before. It's really about setting strong, healthy boundaries and just taking back your own peace in a space that pretty much demands we share everything. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly, doesn't it? It shows the trade-off. On one side, you've got this constant pressure cooker of social media. The judgment, the comparing yourself to others, the chase for likes. And on the other side, you have the deliberate choice for a quieter, more private life. It's a decision to value your own inner peace over some kind of online performance. But here's the thing. It's not always about building a shield. Sometimes a silent profile isn't about avoiding the online world at all. It's actually about fully embracing the real one. This quote, this really gets to the heart of it. It's a whole mindset that values the direct experience way more than the digital proof of it. The goal is to be in the memory, not just to capture it for an audience. They're choosing to live their life, not just post it. Think of it like this. Maybe you use a platform to check in on a local community group or to see what your family's up to, but you have zero interest in posting photos from your own vacation. The platform is just a tool, not a stage. For these folks, it's functional, not personal, so there's just no impulse to put their whole life on display. And this is such a crucial distinction. We often mistake online quietness for offline loneliness, but so often the exact opposite is true. A lack of posts can actually mean a life is so full and engaging that there's neither the time nor the desire to broadcast it. All right, now for what might be the most counterintuitive reason of them all. Let's explore this really deep connection between silence and a person's inner sense of self. Yep, you heard that right. Confidence. I know. Our first impulse might be to assume that a lack of photos points to insecurity, but for so many people, it is the exact opposite. It's a sign of profound self-assurance. So while some of us might need that constant stream of likes and positive comments to feel validated, people with a strong internal self-worth, they already know their value. Their happiness isn't up for public debate or dependent on how many likes they get. They just aren't looking for that external approval, so they don't feel the need to perform for an audience. But, and this is a big but, here's where it gets really complicated. The exact same behavior, not posting photos, can also be driven by its polar opposite, a deep insecurity or a real fear of negative judgment. Just look at this. The person who's deeply confident thinks, my worth isn't up for debate, so they don't post. But then the person who is deeply insecure thinks, I'm terrified of what people will say, so they also don't post. The end result looks identical from the outside. And this is why we can never, ever truly know the motivation just by looking at a silent profile. The external behavior tells us almost nothing about what's going on inside. And there's another internal driver too, just pure personality. Some people are simply more introverted or reflective. They're the observers in life, the ones who listen and think before they speak or post. Their inner world is incredibly rich and vibrant, even if their social feed is totally quiet. So, after all of this, what's the big takeaway here? It's actually pretty simple. A social media profile is just a single curated frame. It is not the entire movie of someone's life. We really need to unlearn these automatic negative assumptions. Online silence is not a sign of a sad or empty existence. In fact, a lot of people who don't post have incredibly deep relationships and full lives. They just choose to keep them private, and that's perfectly okay.
This is the fundamental truth of the internet, isn't it? Every single profile, whether it's jam-packed with photos or completely empty, is a choice. It's a curated presentation, not the complete reality.
Let's just end with this thought. Maybe that silent profile isn't a sign of absence at all, but actually a sign of strength. The strength to protect your own peace, to live in the moment, and to define your own worth far away from the public eye.
And that kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. We've been talking about other people, but what about ourselves? In the story that we choose to tell online, what are the important chapters we decide to keep just for us? Thanks for joining me on this one.